Hello and welcome everyone. This is BUDCAST episode 8. This is Steve Bud here, bringing you a good game. I'm here with Black Bud again.
Hey there, folks. And the game set that we're going to be showing you guys today is straight from the NAA tournament quarterfinals, where we've got Toilailee squaring off against MehDespair for a shot at the semifinals and continuation in the tournament.
Yeah, we're going to bring you the entire best of 3, so it's going to be a little of a longer episode. But it should be pretty exciting nonetheless.
Oh, yeah.
And let's see, Toilailee is going for the Commissar Lord, and MehDespair is going for the Lictor Alpha. Now, Lictor Alpha versus IG, it seems to be sort of a weird hero choice, but I mean, given the restraints of the tournament, you know, maybe it was kind of unforeseen, but tell me a little bit of your opinion about Lictor Alpha in this matchup.
Well, you know I play a ton of Commissar, and honestly, if Toilailee plays this right with an aggressive 2-cent opening followed up by a turret on MehDespair's gen farm, MehDespair is going to have a ton of trouble in the opening phases here, just because of the races and the hero matchup he's been stuck with.
Yeah.
I really do feel like that he's at a bit of a disadvantage because of the tournament rules and how you have to preset your heroes. And that's not to say that he can't win, because the Lictor Alpha is a great hero. But he is going to have to play an incredibly clean, high quality, high level tier 1. And that's going to be extremely hard against a dedicated IG borderline expert in the form of Toilailee.
Alright, well, let's get the show on the road here. I'm actually at 1 second, so I'm just going to start here in 3, 2, 1, go. So you can catch up.
Just let me know when you get to 5.
Alright, go, 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 go. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah.
Alright.
So, but Toilailee doesn't know that he's Lictor Alpha, correct? Or does he know before?
No, I think they know already.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
choices
his build order would be kind of the same if he didn't know he was going Lictor Alpha. Like, would he go the same if he was, say, Hive Tyrant or Ravener?
Oh yeah, I mean, against Nids as IG, the 2-cent opening is strong no matter what. And if you're looking to win games, like in a tournament or something like that, 2 cents definitely what you go with.
And that's exactly what we're seeing here from Toilailee.
Yeah, and pretty standard opening from MehDespair as well.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get
going
the range
to
deal with these Sentinels.
Yeah, nice stomp off there, and he also prevented the cap as well. Yeah, far more important than forcing off these squads is going to be making sure that MehDespair is not able to cap and hold any rec points to begin with. And Toilaillee's doing a great job with his sense doing that.
Yeah, like, as IG, early map control is so important to get, especially against these squads. Like, they're easily pushed off, there's not much he can really do against it, and if he can keep up the pressure, his opponent is just gonna, like, fold like nothing.
Yeah, and if you play it well, you get a couple hundred rec advantage over the tier 1 phases, which
and you have
is a
almost
huge
no
thing.
bleed at all, unless you lose like a bunch of guardsmen or one of these cents. While your opponent just
oh no, you're killing my cheap guardsmen.
Yeah, I know, but like the Nid player's gonna have to reinforce these gaunts like crazy.
Yeah. And we've got Toilailee following up with what I feel like is the best possible build order here with that second guardsman as well. Very conservative, not as risky as that Catechin instead of a second guardsman.
And yeah, you know, it allows him to repair these sentinels quickly, because that's a lot of.
And this is a bad.
Nice stomp.
This is a bad fight for MehDespair. He's gotta spread those squads out. There's no way he should hit 3 squads with 1 stomp.
Yeah, but I mean,
split, bro.
He's just really worried about this, this power farm harass over here.
Yeah.
Now, is there anything that Lictor Alpha can do to kind of like try to maybe set up a gank on one of these Sentinels? Like, is there any particular war gear that would really help him do that?
I don't really think so. I think his best bet would have been to go for triple Termagant into Spore Mines, and use the Spore Mines to force off the Guardsmen, and then use the 100% fire on the move on the Termagants to try and take down one of the Scents.
Yeah, but the Sentinels can still stomp the Spore Mines, correct?
Yeah, so you got to sneak them around from
yeah.
the rear, but it's still pretty effective.
Yeah,
and
I
wow,
think...
MehDespair.
Oh, yeah, he's getting...
MehDespair's really feeling the pressure there. Yeah, he retreated his full health hero just so he'd be able to try and help versus this, but there's nothing he can do. He let Toilailee take that position far too easily.
I mean, he does have these 3 Gaunt squads, so he might be able to catch one of these Scents off guard, but Toilailee is just keeping them together and really working his units together well.
Yeah. But at the same time, check out those capped points. MehDespair has no power nodes and only 2 wreck points, only one of which is mature. Like, that is an amazing tier 1 so far from Toilailee. He's playing this almost perfectly.
He's going straight for the kind of counter power harass, but I don't think it's going to be very successful on this Lictor.
Yeah, see, this is kind of borderline. Yeah, that's definitely a missed stomp. I see this as kind of borderline desperation, like, oh, I can't do anything, might as well just try and go for his gen.
Yeah, and we see Lictor Alpha coming out with the Toxic Miasma, which I think was an attempt to maybe get some damage out of one of these Sentinels, but almost working. Getting that one pretty low.
Yeah.
Oh, man. A nice flare.
Wow. The fact that he can drop a flare like that in tier 1 just tells you how many models he is killing.
That's 75 red, right?
Yep.
Yeah, dang. So yeah, look, this tier 1 has just been completely effective for Toilailee and pushing every single one of MehDespair's units back except for this Homagon on the left, capping his own natural back.
Well, I guess he can let him have his natural power for a bit, just to give him a sporting chance. But no, Toilailee is an amazing IG player, and you're really seeing that here. How a properly executed 2-cent build, especially against Nids, is incredibly difficult to stop.
Yeah, I mean, he's using all the, like, every ability he really can. He's really using these multi-laser turrets, like, well.
Yeah, and I love to see that, because there's nothing Nids can really do. Oh, that's going down.
Going down, yeah.
Maybe? There it is, yeah. And it's always great to see the incorporation of multi-laser turrets in IG play.
Yeah, I mean,
especially with these power
guardsmen have that ability, and you don't really see them out too often. And like, yeah, guardsmen don't do a lot of damage themselves, but they have that ability to kind of throw down that defensive or even offensive turret. So
yeah,
if you're
and it does great
to
damage, and it's hard to push into.
Yeah, because you can't jump on it. Really, it still does damage. And it does a lot of damage.
Yeah, and you can easily just salvage it too.
Yeah.
Once it looks bad, you're like, oh, I'll get half my resources back. Spend almost nothing to lock down portions of the map. No big thing.
Yeah, and MehDespair going for these warrior broods, and he's getting the Barb Strangler, but Toilaillee's gonna go straight into tier 2, and MehDespair is nowhere even close. He has plus 25 power income.
Yeah.
And Toilaillee's just floating.
Oh, split. Ooh, mass retreat.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Despair.
No, and he's getting his natural power decapped again.
Oh, man.
The only squad that isn't in base is this Hormagant squad just running around. And Toilaillee's building up a second gen farm. That's just shows how far ahead he is.
Well, yeah, he's floating like an insane amount, and he doesn't really need any more units. Like, his force can still beat MehDespair's force straight up, basically. He's upgrading his guardsmen with commissars, but you know, other than that, he doesn't really need anything, really. I mean, the Chimera, yeah, is definitely going to help. But these two Sentinels kind of have it all covered, to be honest. Ooh, he stomped the wrong Sentinel.
Are we going to get another... Oh, that was attractive. And we get another 4 squads with a single stomp.
Yeah, but he's got to be careful with these
he's really... Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there's
he should be able to walk away.
Yeah, he only had 2 Termagants out, and that stomp, I guess, kind of bought him a little time. But he's kind of... Yeah, he's got to micro these a little better.
Yeah. What MehDespair should be doing is meleeing with the Termagants so they follow while shooting instead of stopping and letting the scent escape. Because you can kind of pace the scents for a while and get a lot more damage off on them. And because termagants have such good fire on the move, it's so easy.
Follow them, right?
Yeah, just moving them forward. That's another way to do it.
I mean, yeah, having this big ball of units is not the best idea. But he might get this Sentinel
he's got a
if he can
stent
sneak
ready.
up his Lictor Alpha and kind of melee it.
Yeah.
Ooh, but the double stomp.
He's going in. Yeah. Yeah. Toilailee's definitely sacrificing the Sentinel at this. Oh, wait, maybe not. No.
Oh my god.
Wow, that is awesome. Oh, but it's going down.
Oh, he lost 2 turns. 2 turns, that's what I meant to say. Oh,
Yep,
and the
GG goes down from
Toilailee.
MehDespair.
Oh yeah, from MehDespair. Wow. That was a, like, textbook game, man. I haven't seen something like that. I don't think ever.
Yeah.
I never seen a IG just beat a NID player that quickly.
Yeah. I mean, Toileilee's good, man. He knows his stuff. And I would recommend that game to anybody wanting to learn how to play Commissar or even IG. Because you could do that with any hero. Versus any NID player. It's just so straightforward, so well played. His scent control was spot on, kept MehDespair off the points, and really just dominated Tier 1 and never gave MehDespair a chance.
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna go aggressive, you gotta really like commit to it, and that's exactly what Toilailee did. Worked out, and he was able to beat MehDespair to Tier 2 and Tier 2 plus. So yeah, great game from Toilailee here. But you know, there's always game 2. So let's see if he can come back. And with that, we're gonna go straight into game 2. All right, welcome back, everyone. This is game 2 of MehDespair versus Toilailee. And for game 2 here, we got MehDespair on Hive Tyrant, and Toileilee's gonna pick the War Boss. Now, I think this matchup is gonna be pretty even. You know, there's no really, you know, imbalanced kind of matchup here. I really think that War Boss Orcs and Hive Tyrant are pretty even. What do you think?
Yeah, this has been one of those classic matchups, and I do feel like it is pretty even in the current metagame and state of balance. I'm just excited to see these two Titans go at each other.
Yeah,
I always love watching Hive Tyrant versus War Boss games.
A lot of units, and that's what I'm kind of excited for. All right, so I'm at 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Are you ready to go?
Count me down, bud.
All right, let's do this. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so yeah, Toilailee going for the first shooter, so it's pretty standard orc, and coming from MehDespair, he's going for the Termagant, so everything looks normal at this point.
Yeah, no ridiculous slugger spam here.
Yeah, I really like how both of these heroes scale, though. Like, Hive Tyrant can get that invulnerability bubble and just, like, wreck house with those crushing claws, and War Boss becomes, like, an unstoppable killing machine as well.
Yeah. You've been playing a lot of War Boss lately, though. So,
yeah,
how do you usually approach this matchup when you play it?
Well, I mean, you just kind of spam shooters and see what your opponent does, and you can get, you know, for your Tier 1.5 choice, you can get Storm Boys or like a second Slugger or something. But basically, you're going to want to just go, like, if you're really in it to win, you want to go a bunch of shooters, big shooters, and possibly upgrade them to knobs. Especially when your opponent's NID and you can kind of pick off like models really quickly with like a big range blob. And you just want to use these sluggers like super defensively, kind of wait for the like Homagants or the Hive Tyrant to get into some trouble and kind of throw them at him right the last second.
Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. Although it is going to be interesting on this map choice. It doesn't have as much open firing lanes for those ranged bots. So we'll see how that affects play as we go on.
Yeah, I think this is our first cast.
We've got Toilailee coming up with a bit of pressure. Yeah. Not played that much. But yes.
Nice
Stomp coming down for Toilailee to keep the Hormagants off.
Stick in there, yeah.
Yeah. I don't play War Boss much, but when I do, I like to use him like a linebacker like that just to keep melee squads off my shooter. I don't often play War Boss, but when I do.
And the Hive Tyrant got a nice force retreat off on these shooter boys. So I'm going to say MehDespair came out on top for that little engagement. Going to give him a little bit of map control, I guess, if he uses these terms to kind of get this slug off on the right. And he's going to fully cap, it looks like, the left VP and secondary power.
Yeah, but Toilailee is coming out with those Storm Boys you were mentioning earlier. And really great retreat from him on the right here with the Slugga, seeing those Termagants and not even taking damage, just being like, peace, I'm out.
Yeah, a lot of, like, you know, a lot of players would just kind of throw them at the terms and just kind of see what happens and, you know, eventually retreat. Like, they wouldn't stay in there forever, but, you know, they're going to lose a couple models, and that's kind of unavoidable. But, yeah, it's really a good idea to kind of just, if you don't see like you're really going to do any good, to just kind of retreat. It's no use in just throwing away wreck.
Yeah, definitely a good call. And we got our first big shooter coming up here as Toilailee makes a pretty bold push into the generators here.
Yeah, I liked how he kind of postponed the upgrade on these shooters for the Storm Boys, because that's going to be insanely helpful here for this push.
Yeah, and you see how MehDespair is having to wait for squads to regroup and try and take these guys on.
And those Storm Boys.
And in come the boy.
I wish he would have kind of baited him out a little further, maybe to try and jump on those terms, but still getting some model picks off on these Warrior Brood.
Popping Warriors.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But he's got to be careful not to
that was
lose
a nice special attack.
more Storm Boys than his opponent, yeah.
Speaking of which, he's retreating with 2 of them, and very little health.
Yeah,
so he cut that one a touch close.
Yeah, I mean, he did kind of lose a little more units, I guess, than MehDespair, but he also got to take out a gen. It was only 1, right? Did he get 2?
Which is pretty valuable. Yeah, he got 1.
Okay, yeah, he's got 1. Well, he's got to watch out for this counter hash for sure. He's got to kind of get on this right away.
Yeah. But he should be able to push that off as his squads come out of base now.
See, he's still getting a little map control on the left. He's got a VP. And MehDespair is capping on the right with his Hive Tyrant.
Yeah, this map devolves into capping wars a lot, just because so many of the resource points are clustered on either ends of the map, and the VPs are all stretched out. So games on this map usually go a little bit longer as the players kind of trade VPs with the ninja capping. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, and you like really have to be careful on which squads you pick to go in which VP based on like what you see capping it from your enemy. Because it's so much of like, it could be total rock, paper, scissors for like half of the map on just who's capping what.
Yeah. And interesting, we've got Raveners out here for MehDespair.
I think that's a great choice,
these shooters got to get out. Yeah, no, they're a solid choice.
Yeah, they're able to kind of provide good range on all of Toilailee's units and the disrupt on his little shooter blob. And they're pretty decent in melee.
Yeah, that disrupt is going to be key.
Yeah. So definitely, I like his choice for going to kind of tier 1.5 units.
Yeah, but just to note, Toilailee has great map control at this point, capping up the map, and he's it's hard to tell on this map, but just watching the mini-map, I feel like Toilailee might be getting the better end of the map control war consistently between these engagements. I just see a lot more red than blue every time I look down in the upper down.
Yeah, that's true, but he's also sacrificing. He's sacrificing, you know, kind of his army strength by doing that because he's splitting a lot. But it's definitely working out in his favor a little bit. He just has to be careful he doesn't bleed too much and fall behind tech.
Yeah.
Using arc points on the sluggers.
Bang Bang Hammer. Yeah.
Great call, dude.
I like the Bang Bang Hammer a lot here. It's going to tear those warriors a new one. And that buff on his units is great.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the war boss is already so tanky, and just giving him that, like, the hammer just gives him so much of an edge, and he just picks off units like nothing.
Ooh, he might be able to get those ravs if he turns on them.
Oh, no.
He had to cut a little bit earlier than that.
Nice stomp on that Homagant. But he can't attack quick enough, so he's not going to be able to finish it off.
He's still got one stuck on his hammer. Pretty cool looking.
But,
very
you know, just, this is how Orc really gets their advantage. As soon as they can push the opponent off, they're so good at power harassing. So even if they get like a couple second window, they can pick off like 1 or 2 gens just like that.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, maybe not so much on this map since the natural is so close to his opponent's base, but normally on like a little bigger maps, it would have been he would have lost his whole gen farm right there.
Yeah, and I mean that's important to note too, because even with like this short distance to walk, Toilailee is still picking gens every time he gets down there, and he's done a great job harassing so far.
I mean, and we can see that. I mean, he's already beating MehDespair to tier 2, but I mean, he did pick an extra tier 1 unit, being the Raveners, so that's kind of natural.
Overall, this game's incredibly close right now. I don't think any side really has a decided advantage. I feel like I'd lean more towards Toilailee at this point, just because of the power harass and general map control presence. But MehDespair is definitely right in there slugging it out with him.
Yeah, I mean, this matchup is so, like, it depends so much on kind of what happens in tier 2, I think. Because, like, you can pick squads so easily, and it can just be, like a landslide or a avalanche, you know? It's like, oh, you lost your storms. Okay, well, next engagement you lose, like, a shooter. And then it's just, like, instantly all over for Toilailee or something. But yeah, I think you're right. This map kind of generates longer games, especially between 2 good players. Because it's so map.
You can always be Ninja Cap and VP.
See, still no knob on those sluggers, which I really want to see. I love sluggers with that knob, like early in tier 2. They're
but we do got the Storm Boys knob.
Yeah. Also, I want to see Bomber Boy on those Storm Boys, which will be amazing in this matchup if he can get some squads pretty low.
Ooh, a Death Dread. Very interesting. I mean, I like it a lot because he's going to be able to really put some pressure on MehDespair. You got to be wary of the Hive Tyrant and Crushing Claws, but other than that,
yeah, I think it's a good choice, especially because it's going to be such like a
choice versus Nids, especially with the support armor he's got.
Yeah, especially though, since it's like going to be more of a map control focused game. Like, yeah, he's got that Hive Tyrant, and that's going to be his like dedicated counter to it. But he can just move that Death Dread around the map and just kind of camp it at a VP instead of just throwing sluggers at it. So I think it's a great choice.
Yeah. Yeah, and if he can keep it alive, that'll definitely be a good thing.
Yeah.
He's going to have trouble engaging into MehDespair, though, so he's definitely got to use it defensively.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe, I think, like, it's sort of good for, like, a first tier 2 unit to get. And I would definitely wait to see kind of what MehDespair gets to kind of follow up with, like, either a truck or a weird boy. Just kind of wait it out and feel out what your opponent responds with, yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, MehDespair has picked up the Crushing Claws on his Hive Tyrant, as well as Psychic Scream, which is going to be great for whenever that Hive Tyrant can get close to Toilailee's grouped up units.
He's also got the adrenal glands on his Warrior Brood.
And that'll give him light AV, but that's still going to be hard to engage a walker with.
Yeah, he's just kind of getting it to deal with these storms when they kind of jump in. Storms and sluggers. Still nothing on the sluggers, and they're just going to be his like capping unit, I guess.
And I mean, that's a fair choice, although I am sad as well not to see the Flamers and Sluganob.
Even with that that buff on them, they're still pretty close to his opponent's base. Ooh, he's getting some pops.
And they're mainly taking melee damage, or I mean range damage, not melee damage, so it's not even helping. However, Toilailee was able to take out the entirety of MehDespair's gen farm with those that Flamer upgrade on the Death Dread. So it did an excellent job there, and those Raveners are in trouble.
The War Boss kind of did like a little... He did like a little twist around his own Storm Boys as they were retreating, otherwise he would have got that hit off. That's unfortunate. when he comes out. He's got to be
Yeah,
careful with this Def Dread. He's kind of just throwing it away here.
Oh, he's got to get
run
out
away.
of there.
He's got to run. Yeah, there he is.
Run. Do the thing, do the thing.
He did it, yeah. Yeah, he makes it out sweet. Yeah, VPs looks like it's in MehDespair's favor. So 334 to 257. So I'm glad we're seeing a little more of a balanced game here for game 2.
Yeah, definitely gotta agree with you there. I'm curious to see where Toilailee goes from here, though. We usually see Orc players try and rush that tier 3, but we've also seen some players recently go for heavier tier 2s with Weird Boys and trucks that have been very effective as well.
Ooh, he's getting Mama Boy
So,
on his storms. Yes. Awesome.
And now you are
It's gonna
officially
be
a happy camper.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would pretty much suggest a Weird Boy. I mean, he's got all like infantry basically, so you can just throw a zap and just rain hell on all these units. Especially since like everything's so choke pointed up.
Yeah, the choke points, and we saw last game how MehDespair wasn't taking the time to properly split his squad. So in that best of 3, knowing what your opponent did last game, it can be a safe little mind game assumption to just, you know, be like, oh, he doesn't split his squads well. Let me get some ranged artillery.
Storm's gonna be careful. Oh, but picking off those warriors, getting that synapse backlash is so good.
So good. Yeah.
Those Raveners disrupting those shooters. But they're gonna have to get out of there too.
Yeah.
Now, what would you suggest MehDespair get at this point? I mean, he's in tier 2. He sees Def Dread and Storms and all these shooters, Warboss. Like, what would his kind of optimal strat be? Like, given the state of this game?
I don't know Nids as well, so take this with a grain of salt. But I feel like he's got that Def Dread pretty much handled between the Venom Brood, Crushing Claws, and Adrenal Gland Warriors.
Yeah.
So I'd really be investing in possibly another Ravener, pop cap and upkeep permitting. I know he's struggling a lot with his Reckon to come with only 185
yeah, he
a
doesn't
minute
even have
right now.
His natural rec cap at this point.
Yeah. And another part of that is, you know, actually getting the ranged upgrade on those Raveners. Like, I understand how he's using them as kind of disruption, but at this point in the game, I feel like they'd be better served helping spike down, say, like the Storm Boys or the Warboss when he comes charging in.
Yeah. I mean, Toilailee's doing pretty well with this Def Dread. He's getting the power harass, like, down. Nice Bomber Boy, I guess.
Yeah, hero Def Dread. Jesus, that thing's a beast.
And the Warboss goes down. Kind of unnecessary. Just kind of lost
a little
there.
slop. Yeah, and Toilailee also lost his Stormboy knob. Was he the suicide?
I think maybe. I mean, one of them, jumped in. I don't know if it was the sergeant. That would be just really bad luck.
Oh, that's so depressing.
Yeah, right.
And what you were mentioning earlier with this Def Dread controlling space, it's doing a great job of just keeping MehDespair from capping up the right side of the map.
Yeah,
so
I mean, I think that's
exactly
how he should be using this Def Dread. Not really with his main force, just kind of off on the side, just blocking these terms from doing anything.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job of just splitting his forces and making Toilailee have the splits really push out on the map. Yeah. Which is exactly how you want to play this matchup, because Nids don't fight well separate from each other.
It's going straight for the Hive Tyrant, looks like. Ooh, use your choppas down.
Coming down, use your choppas. And it should get out of there. That was a good special attack. Oh, Bomber Boys maybe? Oh, do it. Do it.
No, he goes back on the terms.
And that's a valid choice as well, although less exciting.
Yeah, Warboss is still getting hits in, not anywhere close to retreating. But these Storms have to be careful.
These Storm Boys are in a bit of trouble, though.
Maybe get a stomp on the Warboss and retreat him. Oh,
yeah,
he jumps out.
They're dead.
He jumps out, and he makes it with 1 HP.
Oh!
Hero Stormboy makes it. Wow, that was awesome. Yeah, MehDespair's still in a difficult position here. He doesn't have any power, and Toilailee's already charged in there up into tier 3.
Yeah, and these sluggers are gonna go down. Oh, gets out again.
MehDespair is just not getting lucky with these squad picks. He just had the opportunity to get 2 of them.
Yeah.
Those would have been
I feel like
crucial.
Toilailee. Yeah, he's running with the Death Dread now. Good. Doing a great job of not overextending into an area where MehDespair could get the kill. But MehDespair has built a squad of Gene Stealers, oddly enough. Don't see those very often. How do you feel about this choice,
wow,
Steve?
There they are. I mean, I think they're great. If he's going to kind of just use them off on the side here and stealth cap, and maybe just wait for like a Death Dread to walk up, or maybe these Storms to try and cap that point. I think he might be able to kind of throw his opponent off with them. Maybe not use him in his straight army composition, because he doesn't really need to, I think. But yeah, I think it's good kind of counter to this Death Dread just being all over the right side. But this Death Dread looks like he might just go down anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to go down.
Yeah, he's dead. And that was a pretty decisive win for MehDespair there. Getting gank on a shooter squad, taking out a Death Dread.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice.
See, Warboss level 4, Hive Tyrant's only level 2, but that Warboss, man, once he gets levels and tier 3, he can get all sorts of, like, awesome war gear. He might be able to, like, one-man army this. If MehDespair isn't careful.
Warboss.
Seriously.
Yeah. Although we haven't seen really anything out of tier 3 for Toilailee, so I'm interested to see what he ends up deciding to go for.
He doesn't have enough for knobs yet, but he might be thinking knobs. I think, you know, it'd be a great choice if he really just wants to
feel like...
Ooh, we got the Hive Tyrant kill, nice.
Ooh, tank feels weird at this point. I'm not saying it's a bad choice.
Yeah, I mean, but as long as he micros it well, he can just use his Storms and his Warboss to kind of tie up any AV. I think it'll be effective, for sure.
That's true. I feel like my own player reflex is kicking in at this point, because I've just fought pathing on this map so much with vehicles that I like hesitate to build tanks and transports on it, because it's just no end of nightmares.
Where'd those Gene Stealers go?
They're up in the upper right, capping the requisition.
Yeah, they can get on them.
But they'll definitely be able to take on those Storm Boys.
Not with this Warboss here, though. Or at least they'll be able to kill the Storms, but not the boss.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a nice stun off on him, though.
Nice jump from Toilailee, yeah.
Use your choppers.
And use your choppers coming up.
Oh, there you go, it's nice. Nice use of globals to kind of tip the scales in his favor there for that little engagement.
Yeah. Meanwhile, though, we've got MehDespair's main force coming in on the bottom here. Ooh, and Toilailee dropped another shooter squad. Oh wait, no, he dropped his sluggers.
Yeah, his slug. He didn't like bother reinforcing the sluggers over here on the left, and I guess his Hive Tyrant must have just killed it while we all weren't looking.
Yeah, and that's gonna hurt his tank a lot because he can't repair that damage until the sluggers come back.
Yeah, I would definitely, like, if he's not going to go... Oh, he's going to go knobs. I was going to say, if he didn't, I would want to see this Warboss get heavy armor and just be, like, unkillable. It, like, doubles his health, man. It's such a good war gear upgrade for him.
Yeah, definite must-buy. Although, with these knobs, he can grab the heavy armor and the boss pole and just turn into, like, a buffing machine that you just can't force off.
Yeah, man. Definitely a good choice with the knobs. Probably would have gotten it before the tank, but, you know, at this point, it doesn't really matter. As long as he can get at least meaner and greener up. And it looks like he has enough power for it and for additional knob upgrades, so definitely going to be tough for MehDespair here.
Toilailee's struggling hard with VPs at this point, though. He's about to have a triple cap down on him. We've got a Ripper call in behind this tank to prevent it from retreating backwards.
That tank is going to go down.
Yeah, and Toilaillee's not even really micro in it. It's going down easy.
But those snobs are going to get some kills here. They're just in the thick of it, using their frenzy, and if they need to, they can just use any other war boss upgrades. But yeah, Toilaille definitely has to worry about map control here. It's getting really low for him. He's got a 3 cap going.
Yeah, and it's 50, like counting down sub 60 right now, with no hope of a second cap coming up, and even this first cap in the middle questionable.
Yeah. Yeah, at a point he just kind of stopped attacking with his knobs and throw him on that point. So yeah, he's getting
and he wasn't even able to get
point.
capped. So
Shooters here going for the left, and we got Storms on the right. So maybe if he's able to stop this and kind of just hold 2 of these with these knobs, maybe he can come back. Because he's only got 300 left, and he has like really good tier 3.
yeah, but he's at such a squad deficit at this point, especially with that shooter squad loss.
I mean, I would say this engagement is not looking good for him. Maybe if they're focusing more on the knobs, they use Green Tide to kind of reinforce him, but yeah, it looks like he's going to lose the knobs.
Yeah, and the GG goes down for Toilailee.
Good game 2 here. I mean, it's 1-1. Looks like we're going to go to a game 3.
Yeah, deciding match.
Deciding match? Yeah, I mean, you were totally right. This matchup kind of just came down to a capping fight. And Toilailee, yeah, he did get unlucky and lose a couple of his squads, which, you know, having just a greater number of squads for the map control game is so helpful because, you know, you can have more flexibility with what kind of units you throw where and kind of keep that advantage, you know.
Yeah, and I feel like Toilailee played excessively lean from tier 2 to tier 3. I mean, he only really had that Death Dread around. Even adding like a Weird Boy, like you mentioned, or just like quick teching harder for knobs, or even more war gear on his boss. I'm not really sure what he spent his money on other than reinforcement.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, MehDespair definitely played the map control game. He got some nice squad picks. He was able to kill that tank, and you know that tank the tank knobs tier 3 was like a really tough nut to crack, but he got that tank down, and it was just only a matter of time then.
Yeah, and that was just great mid play on his part.
Definitely. Alright, so that's a good game 2. We're going to go straight to the final game 3 for this matchup. Alright, so off we go. Alright, welcome back everyone. This is the final game of MehDespair versus Toilailee, and we're doing it here on Caldur's Refinery.
Yep, and winner of this game advances on to the semifinals of the NAA tournament.
Yeah, and MehDespair here is playing the Inquisitor, while Toilailee is on the Tech Marine. So yeah, interesting hero matchup. We haven't really seen this before, so I'm really kind of clueless on what to really expect. But it sure
I'm a happy guy though.
Yeah. I know, you love Tech Marine, right?
I love both these heroes, and I love IG, so this is just like a perfect little match for me to have my own little nerdgasm over.
Alright, well, you have fun with that, and let's just get this going here. So we're at 5 seconds. I'll start in 3, 2, 1, go. I protect the Imperium. Alright, yeah, so a really good first 2 games from both players. MehDespair kind of fumbling a little bit. I mean, in game 1, because dude, Toilailee was just so on with that anti-nid kind of IG play.
Yeah, he was spot on. Just textbook play. That's the kind of replay you go back and watch if you want to learn how to play IG versus nids.
Yeah, but
he bounced.
Yeah.
MehDespair bounced back really strongly in tier 2, not tier 2, game 2. With a strong map control oriented play and taking his squad picks where he could. That really ended up stretching Toilailee too thin and ending up with his tier 2 army beating Toilee's tier 3 orc army. So great play on his part in tier 2.
MehDespair definitely proved himself there in that game too. So a little moral victory for him coming back from that really bad game 1.
Yeah, he's not done yet, and he's gonna fight this to the end.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. This is a good hero comp to kind of watch.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, I think Toilaillee's going for a second tactical because he's not noting and he's not getting a second scout.
Yeah, he's just saving the wreck. Yep, you're right. Totally second tack. Which is good. I mean, he's worried about that, like, sentinel aggressiveness, so having these 2 tacks are going to definitely put a wrench in that.
Yeah, and the 2 tacks will stand up pretty well if MehDespair tries to flip the tables and go for some 2-cent pressure on Toilailee this game to pay him back with his own medicine.
This sentinel, yeah, there he goes. Needs to decap that natural wreck, and I mean, oh my gosh. Having these sentinels this aggressive in Tier 1 is just such a pain for any, like, player, like, having to deal with it, man. It's like, oh, that's my natural.
Yeah, and he's doing a great
Get
job.
off of it.
That econ harass is going to do wonders for him as this goes on.
So what kind of, are we going to see 2 cents out? Or is he going to kind of see the second tack and be like, oh, hell no.
At this point, I feel like he would have already committed to the 2 cents.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to try and go for a tier 1.5 squad. Heavy weapons team, although it's bugged, is still a pretty good choice against Tech Marine, especially with this kind of like range blob style going on.
Yeah, I would. If I was MehDespair, I would definitely go for the heavy weapons, and maybe get like the stealth war gear on the Inquisitor for some kind of line breaking.
Are you talking like invisible heavy weapons team sneaking up and just
I mean, he could do
people?
that if he's awesome enough. I was just kind of talking about just throwing it on the Inquisitor herself and kind of just disrupting this this dev coming out from Toilailee here.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, but you know, stealth heavy weapons team, I would love that. I would love to see that too.
Structure under attack.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen that now that I think of it, but that actually sounds really cool.
Of course it does.
We've got a heavy weapons team, or a Devastator heavy bolter coming out for Toilailee as MehDespair gets out his Devil's Squad.
Yeah, his catechins. But Toilailee definitely has the map control. I mean, he almost got MehDespair's natural wreck here with these scouts.
Yeah, and this is just, look at that map. It's all red.
Yeah, it's all red.
That's a great start for Toilailee.
Oh, Inquisitor goes down.
What is she?
This Sentinel,
Nice
oh
stomp on the
man.
heavy weapons
Oh
team.
no. Those guardsmen
Oh,
are
no,
running
oh, no.
after. Wow.
Oh.
Oh, and just Toilailee just cutting out after that. Just like, I got what I wanted. I don't need to.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't even need to stick in there. I just got 2 squads. Awesome. Definitely bad for MehDespair there. It's gonna be really tough. It's gonna be really tough.
Wow, that is game changing right there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whew. He was really good with his unit control and kind of placement in game 2, but wow, that really set him back here. It's not completely over for him though. I mean, those Catechin Devils can really do some damage. Maybe if he gets the stealth war gear and kind of creeps up on this range blob, but he's gonna have to do something to kind of recover from that for sure.
Yeah, and as you say, that Interrogator's armor is being upgraded, so he will have that stealth.
Sweet. Shotgun scouts out.
Yeah, that's a great call as well. That's kind of, I would say that's reactionary on Toilailee's part. 1, in seeing the cats, and 2, in knowing that he got a hero kill and a scent kill in Tier 1, so that he can kind of invest harder in Tier 1 to really solidify his lead.
Yeah.
So I really like those shotgun scouts.
So many tacks. These tacks, man, when they're together and like behind cover, they just become such a nuisance. Especially from IG, I mean, like those guardsmen don't do any damage to them. He's only got these Catechins and he's only got his Inquisitor to really do damage to him. And even then, Inquisitor doesn't do that much to him either.
Alright, this is key right here. This is the first time the stealth cats are coming in. So if they can get a squad gank here, it's going to be golden, but oh, it looks like he retreated in time. Yeah.
He saw it, but
and that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt MehDespair a lot, because he just lost the element of surprise with that warrior as well. So now Toilailee's going to be no one to look for.
That's true, but he needs to get map control. I mean, which is, he pushed off the dev so he can get that back now. Which is surprising that he can even do that, because he only has 3 squads while Toilailee has 4. And with, like, mad upgrades, you know?
He's rebuilding his scent as well, as Toilailee is going tier 2. Yeah, I'm not sure about this call. Usually when I play IG, if I lose my scent early due to me being a doofus or being way too bold with it, you usually want to replace with a heavy weapons team and play defensive, because having your scent off the field for so long really does kind of limit its effectiveness if you do choose to pay that 350 rec to rebuy it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if he was really close to tier 2 and he can get like the missile launcher out and he was planning on just like raining volleys on like a big range blob like Toilailee has, but he's not anywhere near tier 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he's gonna just have another liability with that Sentinel. But I mean, he is going for map control with it, so maybe if he doesn't kind of use it aggressively and just kind of walk around the map with it, he can kind of get that map control edge back.
Yeah, and he's also adding a heavy weapons team as well, instead of hard teching for tier 2.
I mean, it might work out.
Oh, he canceled.
Oh, yeah, he did. I don't know. I still have faith in MehDespair here. I still believe in him. Ooh, Tactical's just running over that that explosive from the catchings, and he didn't explode it. Detonate it. That's what I was trying to say.
That's the word. And this scent is just going for a maximum annoyance here, just running around decapping.
But I mean, it's being successful. He's spending 3 squads to kind of chase it down, while his catechins finish off that
And he takes down... Ooh, nice use of the Interrogator's armor there to take those out.
The Sentinel needs to, stop doing loop-de-loops and get out of there.
Stop pirouetting and run, you fool.
It's loop-de-loops, man. Good call with the Librarian from Toilailee. So good in IG matchup, man. Just smite everywhere.
Yeah. Smite everything. It can also be used in a pinch to like spike down the Sentinel as well, because it does plasma damage. So that's just a great call all around. And then following up with a Razorback is just picture perfect right now, because he knows he's got an advantage, especially since he's seen MehDespair replace that Sentinel. So building a squad that's really, you have to spend a lot of resources to counter in terms of anti-infantry, and then following it up with a vehicle, so he has to also counter it with anti-vehicle. It really puts a strain on MehDespair's ability to properly deal with either of them.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I think that Toilailee has to be careful with is the rocket launcher on the scent. Those just destroy Razorbacks, so if he can kind of push everything else off and like maybe get that Razorback a little too overextended, he might be able to chase it down and finish it off. And he's hitting tier 2 now, but he doesn't have... actually, he does have the wreck. Or the wreck and the power. It's 40 power, I think, for those rockets. Am I right?
Yeah, it's 40 power. The other thing this Razorback's going to be able to do is just hunt the Sentinel, because the Sentinel can't really run away from it. MehDespair's got to get out of there with it now. Yeah, at this point, if Toilailee Micro's right, that's that Sentinel.
Ooh, Sentinel needs a good run right now. He's too focused on pushing those
and
attacks.
catechins are so low. Ooh!
Oh god, where'd they go?
Oh, they were up top.
Oh, yeah, he lost the catechins, lost the Sentinel. Kind of a 1-2, like, couple seconds there, man. Wow. So MehDespair lost it again really quickly. I mean, I really thought he had a chance there. He just kind of, just kind of used his units a little poorly. But, you know, Toilailee just came out with such a strong kind of counter comp to him. Having that Librarian, having that Razorback, being able to chase down that scent wherever it went. So, I don't know. It wasn't really his fault, MehDespair, but, yeah, Toilailee was just such a good player in this best of 3 matchup.
Yeah, Toilailee knows his IG so well, so he knew exactly where to push and exactly where to put the pressure on MehDespair's Inquisitor here. Like you saw, he played after that scent went down absolutely perfectly. Investing a bit harder in Tier 1 and then going straight for that 1-2 punch in Tier 2 with the Librarian and Razorback to really stress MehDespair out and force him to make a move.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, MehDespair, though, since he was kind of far behind, he didn't really have that many options to kind of respond to that. So, yeah, this was a great best-of-3 matchup here for the NAA tournament. This was the quarterfinals. Toilailee is going to move on here to the semifinals.
Yeah, congrats to him, and well played on both players' part.
Yeah, definitely two great players. Really fun best-of-3. I loved watching it. So, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. This is Steve Bud here. I'm with Black Bud.
And that's all for us, folks.
Yep.
Bud's out.
Bud's out.